Hi, I'm Chuck with IWS Motor Coaches. It's been quite a while since we've done our last video. It's been a long winter here in Idaho and ground's kind of thawing out and the sun just actually came out, so we jumped at the opportunity to make another video to try to educate people out there a little bit more about Renegades and the RV lifestyle. This is our 2019 Renegade Classic, and this is our Mudroom edition. And I think this motorhome is really misunderstood when you look at it in the photos. We designed this thing, or this floor plan, several years back, and it was really designed for dog owners, or we have people that do sporting clays, racers, people that wanted to have kind of a little utility room at the back of the motorhome that was separate from the coach. And I'm real excited. I think this is the first time we've really got to tell the story about our mudroom. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start here at the back, and we're going to start with a basic outside virtual tour. I'm going to go pretty quick on the outside, and then we'll move on to the inside. This is the entrance to the mudroom. I'll give you a sneak peek right now. We're going to come back and talk about it a little bit more. Just a great little use of space. As we move back, this is the Aqua-Hot storage, or the compartment where we house the Aqua-Hot heater in it. And we've intentionally asked Renegade to put the Aqua-Hot heater aft of the rear axle. And that was because when this slide comes out, this is a compartment you probably won't use a lot, and so you won't be having to get underneath the slide. So this was really purposely designed. I want to tell you a little bit about Aqua-Hot. Let me go ahead and open the door again. So what Aqua-Hot is it has glycol in it, or an antifreeze, and this circulates throughout the motorhome. Inside the motorhome, there's heat registers, and you can control the different heating zones inside the coach. So under normal use, when your Aqua-Hot's on, it's circulating glycol throughout the motorhome. And when a zone gets too cold, the thermostat comes on and a little fan comes on and blows the hot air off of the heat register, and it's a real nice even heat. It's a really nice system. This thing is diesel fired. When you're traveling down the road, it uses the diesel out of the truck. When you plug into an RV spot, you can plug it in and then it switches over to electrical power. The other neat thing about Aqua-Hot is that it's a continuous hot water system. So all of the hot water in the coach that we use will circle through this burner, and it's a really nice option. It's an expensive option. You know, it's usually, depending on the motorhome, it's up around a $10,000 ad. Some people find a lot of value in it. We thought for this coach, because this is going to be an all-season coach, we thought it was a great option, and that's why we chose to put it on here. Now I'm going to go ahead and come past the Tandem. So one thing people ask me a lot is whether or not to go single axle or tandem, and really that's driven by the length of the motorhome, how much weight you're going to carry. This coach is 45 foot long, so naturally we went to tandems. But I want to point out, tandems, these are dual drive tandems. This isn't an air assist or some hokey deal. This is a true 8-wheel drive motorhome. When you go to tandems, you get an extra set of brakes, you get more stability. If you were to put a trailer on this and put it on the scales, Freightliner says this could weigh up to 80,000 pounds. So you have an incredibly competent power plant. We'll talk more as we move forward. Here we are. This is just a large storage compartment, and we've had it all carpeted from Renegade. There's also lights up inside here, insulated doors. There's also a nice door shock on here to hold the door open. As we come back to this next compartment, here's some more storage. We also equipped this with remote control on the door lock, so when you get out of this motorhome, you can just hit the remote control and lock the doors. And then we have another storage compartment up here, and this one houses the inverters and a lot of space here on this side. Another thing we did is we asked Renegade to install a 110 outlet right here. Me and my family, we switched to full electric Weber grills, so we'll pull our tables out, set them here. We've got our barbecue grill plugged in right here. When I go salmon fishing, I was actually just thinking I'm headed to Wenatchee walleye fishing next week. I'll have my fillet table here, plug it in, and we'll run our vacuum packer right here. And then it's underneath the awning. You'll also notice, if I can get the camera to pan up high, we have large LED lights, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, and these are area lights. So if you hear a bump in the middle of the night, you know, you're out dry camping, you can flip your lights on, you're gonna light up a football field of light. It's something that I feel very strongly should be on every motorhome, and that's why we equip it. Another thing I want to point out is the vent up here, and when it comes to ventilation, we've asked Renegade to put an outside vent on the microwave. So when you're cooking in the microwave or you're cooking on the stove, it actually vents the smells up and outside of the motorhome, and that's something that's often overlooked. A lot of motorhomes, you'll turn the vent on in the microwave and all it does is recirculate the air. It's an illusion. This is the real deal. We also equipped this coach with an outside television. It has 2 levels of adjustment on the door right here, so if it's sunny out, you can leave the door down. At night, if you want to get full viewing, you can take it up a 2nd notch. Has DVD player, sound system, smart TV. We've had this tied into the direct TV inside, so it works really good. Great place to spend some time with the family outside watching the game. I'm going to go ahead and keep moving around the motorhome. We'll come back and go through the entrance here when I come back. A couple things I want to point out about this chassis. It's a 2019 Freightliner Cascadia. This is a Class 8 truck, so this is the same truck that you'll see the semis running up and down the road, but it drives just like a pickup. It's very easy to get in and out. There's real nice grab holds here. As a passenger, you got nice grab holds here, so it's real easy to go up in. So nice, easy steps. So I'm going to grab here. I got a hand hold here, and I go right up in. I got another grab hold here, and I'm right up here in the motorhome. And one of the things that my wife really likes when she's driving here is she sits up higher and she really sees the road in a whole different way. On Class A motorhomes, you know, you're normally sitting out farther and you're outside of the tire, and she says it's like riding in a fishbowl, and she always feels like we're falling off the road. In the Cascadia, she feels very secure, like she's inside of her pickup. I'm going to go ahead and continue the outside tour. As we come around, here's the side cameras. A lot of people seem to like these. When you turn on your turn signal, this is going to look down the side of the motorhome and let you see if there's somebody over here on this side of the coach. I'm going to go ahead and undo this hood latch. And unload or unhook that side, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up the hood. It's got a gas assist on the hood, so it's pretty easy to open. As you can see, everything's easy to get to, and that's something that's very appealing, you know, to me. Growing up in the tow truck industry and the ranching and farming, I'm very comfortable with trucks. It's really easy to get these in and have shops work on them because they have accessibility to the engine. Right here's the antifreeze fill. Comes with tow hooks on it. We're going to go ahead and move around to this side. Point out a few other features. Here's the oil dipstick right here, so that's easy accessible. The power steering fluid. You know, everything is completely accessible. I want to talk a little bit about this power plant. So this is a Detroit DD16, so it's 15.8 liter. It makes 600 horsepower. Currently, it's the largest engine on planet Earth that IWS can purchase from Freightliner. There's other engines bigger out there running in cruise ships and locomotives, but as far as a Class 8 truck, this is the biggest engine we can put in. And the reason that we are putting in the 600 horse is we don't want you to have any regrets. We don't want you to buy this motorhome and 6 months down the road say, geez, I really regret not getting more horsepower. Everything we're doing, and I know it sounds, I guess, cliche that you know, I'm a salesman and that we would say we really build these things with our heart, but we do. You know, this engine, this power plant's the exact same one I have in my personal motorhome. So when we design these, we don't look at cost. We design these things to put all the components in it that we think are the best that we can do for this application. Now this motorhome, as you'll see, I'm wearing a t-shirt and I'm pretty casual today because that's who we designed this motorhome for, is people that are outdoor people. And you know, we designed the floors so they're easy to sweep. We made the mudroom so you can hose it out with a hose. We want this thing to be luxury, but also something that you're not afraid to use. I think the biggest disappointment if you bought this motorhome is for me to find out that you haven't put any miles on it. This is a 1,000,000-mile engine. You can confidently buy this and expect to put 1,000,000 miles on it without any major problems. There's quite a bit more that we can talk about, but I'm gonna go ahead and close the hood up so you can get a good look at this coach from the outside. And now as we move along, the mirrors. Mirror placement in these Freightliners is awesome. You know, on a Class A, your mirrors are clear out in front of you. On this truck, they're located exactly where you would expect them to be in your car or pickup. It's very natural. They're very large, they're heated, they're powered. You get a lot of viewing angle on the side. You know, it's so hard to explain this until you come out and drive. We tell everybody, here in Idaho, our speed limit's 80 miles an hour, and most people that come out, they say, well, I never drive my motorhome 80 miles an hour. And I said, no, I understand, but these are capable. We'll go out on a road test and I'll say, hey, look down at the speedometer, and they're running 75 or 80, and they're like, oh, hey, I didn't realize I was going that fast. These things are just incredible. Underneath here, this is where your fuel filler is, and then this is the DEF. And for those of you that don't know, this is DEF stands for diesel exhaust fluid. When you go into a truck stop, you're typically going to fill this to about every third or fourth diesel tank. Single 120-gallon fuel tank. Realistically, everybody's going to ask what you can expect to get for fuel mileage out of this. And it really depends on how you drive, but I'm gonna tell you that you could expect between 6 and 8 miles a gallon with this coach, okay? But you're gonna go there. The other day, last week, we took our Renegade to Moab, and we had people following us in a pickup and they couldn't keep up with us. We actually got there about 20 minutes before them because they had to stop and fuel, and we just were able to hammer down the freeway. We're gonna probably need to go ahead and pan the camera around a little bit this way so I can open up this compartment. And this is the battery compartment on this motorhome. And one of the things that we did on this motorhome is we installed 4 8D batteries. And the reason that we did that on this motorhome is because we have 2 inverters on this motorhome. And what 2 inverters will do for you is, so let's say you're dry camping in a campground and they say quiet time is 10 o'clock. So you have to shut your generator off at 10 o'clock, but it's still 100 degrees outside. What we've done is installed a second inverter and tied that to the middle air conditioner. So at 10 o'clock at night, you turn your generator off, but you can still continue to run your air conditioner through the inverter. So you'll have air conditioning even though it's quiet time. The other neat thing you can do is as you're driving down the road with animals in your motorhome, these things can get a little hot inside. With the inverter, you can use the inverter to run the middle air conditioner, and as you're driving down the road, the battery from the truck is charging the batteries for the air conditioner. So you can have an air conditioner running without your generator on. It's just a great option. I've done it on my coach. A lot of times we'll pull over and maybe go into a restaurant or go to a tourist attraction. We've got our RV out in the parking lot with the air conditioner running on the batteries. We get in it, it's cool. Our dogs stay cool while we're away from the motorhome. And you know, it's a pretty expensive option. But on this particular motorhome, I think it's invaluable because we're fully expecting dog owners or recreationalists to own this motorhome. I know I spent a lot of time on it, but it's something that's pretty neat. This is just another small compartment. As we move back here, we're going to get into the septic compartment. This just kind of shows the storage tank. Now, you'll notice this black stuff. So what we've done in here is added a second layer of insulation in this compartment. We call this our extreme winter package. You can also see it in here. Now, I'm going to move in and show you a little bit about our macerator. So when you go to dump the sewage here, you have this hose. I think it's probably 1.25 inch hose. You can easily just stick this in the drain, you open it, turn the switch on, and this pump will grind and emulsify all of the waste product and pump it out. You don't have to dig out that big 3-inch hose and put all the little stair steps in it. It's fast. A lot of times we're maybe at a race or something, and the honey pot truck will come by. I can just take my hose out, put it up in his truck, turn it on, and transfer sewage right into there. It just makes dumping these very easy. For any of you that have watched Robin Williams in RV when he was draining the sewage and you saw it go all everywhere, you're really going to appreciate why we put the macerator in. When we come back into this compartment, I'm going to go pretty quick, but this is your black dump valve, and that black is the byproduct or the waste. You'll pull it out when you want to dump it. The gray refers to anything that goes down the shower drain or the sink drain. That's kind of soapy water. Here's your black tank flush hose. So about every third trip, you can screw that on there, and there's a sprinkler inside of the black tank that's going to wash all the icky pooey stuff out. This is a connection point where you can run cable TV if you're at an RV park. I doubt you'll use it. You have DirecTV on this coach. This is where the water comes in. This is where, excuse me. This is where you choose whether, so tank fill, when you switch it here, your water will fill the 2 storage tanks underneath the bed. So this motorhome has 150 gallons of fresh water on board, which is awesome. If you're hooked up to city water in an RV park, you'll just switch this to city. We've also done a low point drain, so when it comes time to winterize, you can winterize this thing yourself. When you turn this on, the water's going to run backwards and drain most of the water. And then the rest of it, we'll show you how to, Renegade has a connection inside where you can hook your antifreeze up and pump antifreeze through the system, so you don't have to take this to a dealership to winterize it. We also have an outside spigot here, so this is just a high pressure water hose. A lot of times at an RV park, I want to rinse the windshield off on my tow vehicle or something, and I can screw a garden hose on right there. A lot of people ask what this is, and that's just the exhaust curving down. As we move back here, this is one of our docking lights. There's one on each side, and you can flick a switch on the dash and it just kind of illuminates this area. So if you got to back up at night, this is an extra light to have on. You can also see as we move back here, here's the dryer vent. This has a washer dryer combo in it, and it vents out here to the outside, so it's easy to check here for lint or anything like that. You can also see we've done all smooth thermopane windows down the side. You can see the extra outside lights, the heavy duty truck marker lights up across the top. I'm gonna move around here and talk to you a little bit about the back of this motorhome. So right here is the trailer hitch on the back of this, and this is a 40,000 pound rated trailer hitch on the back. It's just all muscle. Here's your outlet to plug in your 7-wire if you want to pull your trailer. This Voyager camera connection, a lot of people will have us put a camera. This has a backup camera on it right now. A lot of people want to have a backup camera on their trailer, and so this is where you would plug that camera connection in. I really just kind of wanted to show you all the beef back here. You just don't find 40,000 pound trailer hitches on a lot of motorhomes. This is your air connection point. If you decide you want to pull a big stacker trailer that has air brakes, you have that capability here. If you want to pull a smaller trailer with electric brakes, you would plug in there. It's all right here, so it's all about options. Now we're right back here to the mudroom, and I want to go ahead and I think I'd like to start the tour from back here because originally when I designed this, this is really what started IWS, and that was our Sportsman, and it had this mudroom in it. And then as we evolved, my wife is into dogs, I'm obviously into fishing and racing. We adopted this into a larger coach, and it's just been, those that have it really enjoy this floor plan, but a lot of you don't understand the intent, so I'm gonna show you. So the first thing to remember too is we have the Renegade boot step back here, so you can slide your boots or shoes underneath here as you enter it. You'll see these little ledges right here, and it's hard to show in the video, but we can put a top over this, so this will all be one piece. I'm gonna go ahead and walk up inside of here, and I'm gonna go ahead and close the door into the bedroom while we talk. So the whole intent of this was a place you could put your dog box, or if you're, you could put your leashes along the wall here. If you're a sportsman or a hunter, you could have your shotguns here, your fishing poles. If you're into snow skiing, this is a great place to store your snow skis, and just a place to come in from the outside, take your gear off. If you're into sporting clays, you can have your reloading equipment up here. We'll use it just as almost like a pantry, if you will. We have some storage here underneath the sink. We have an all-in-one washer right here, so you can wash and dry your clothes right here. We also did a real small bar sink, removable cover. If Zach can come on up in here. It's a little hard with the camera, but you can see we've got this nice stainless sink with the residential pull out. Just a nice place, you know, if you have a dog gets sick back here, you can deal with that, or if you come in off of the lake and you need to rinse off, you can do all of that right here. We've got a nice light right here, you know, so if you're using this as a workbench, you got some extra lighting. Windows, we're a big fan of windows. You can see the overhead storage we have up here. You know, for those of you that have an RV, space is always critical, and you know, you stop and buy something, maybe you buy a small totem pole, this is the way you can bring it home in this back room. When we open up this door, we'll go right into the master bedroom, and it's also a second exit in the event that there's a fire or anything. This is another fast way out. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and transition back up to the front of the motorhome, and we'll start the tour from there. Okay, here we are at the front of the coach, and there's just a lot of things that I think a lot of, especially first-time RV buyers, maybe don't understand, and I'm going to do my best to kind of share it with you. So out here underneath this step is an Aqua-Hot heater, and it's really nice because you can lay your shoes down here and it's going to blow a lot of heat on it. And by Renegade placing it down there, it keeps the steps nice and warm, and it's just a nice feature. You can also, these ledges, we have a board, carpeted board that you can lay across here if you have small children or dogs, so they won't fall down the entry step. I'm going to kind of close the camera here and talk to you about, this is something we've been, you know, lobbying hard, and Renegade really listened and built a really nice entry door with a big grab handle, so when the wind blows, it doesn't rip it out of your hand. A lot of the older motorhomes had little clips on it, and you would grab it and the wind would just rip the door out of your hand. So they've really done a nice job there. Also have a secondary screen door right here. So, you know, if you want to have the door open and let a little air in, you can do that without having bugs around. I'm going to go ahead and step up inside here and try to talk to you a little bit about the entrance. So one of the things we do at IWS is we install 2 grab handles to make it a little easier when you're coming out. You can choose which side of the RV you want to grab. Fire extinguisher located right here. This is the main power on and off switch. So it's located here. So if I'm going to go out and I want to power it, I can just push the button and shut all the power off in the coach. This is a step lock. So normally when you open and close the door, the step will come in and out automatically. We flipped it to lock so the step will stay out. Now, this is the Aqua-Hot. And here's your control. So if you're going to run the diesel burner, you'll flip that to on, and now you're running on diesel. If you want to run it off of the electric power, you'll turn it on, and now it'll run off electric. But you can also run your Aqua-Hot off of the truck engine, which is wonderful when you're driving down the road in the winter. It's actually taking the engine heat and circulating it through the Aqua-Hot just like it would in your automobile, and you can turn that on or off. You can also use this to preheat your engine. If you wake up and there's snow on the ground, you can turn this on and your Aqua-Hot will actually warm the engine up. It's a really neat feature. Now we get into the master control station here, if you will. So this is just the surge guard. We've installed a surge guard on this motorhome because we expect people that buy this are going to be going to maybe foreign countries, up into Alaska, just places where you might not have the best of power. So we've installed this upgraded surge guard. Here's the control for your generator, and we didn't talk about it when I walked around, but this has a 12.5 kW generator. So normally a motorhome of this size only needs 8 kW, but we've stepped it up to 12.5, so you got enough power to power this motorhome and everything in your race trailer, or you could even power a small, another camper or whatever. So we've really overbuilt it in the electrical department. Here's the water pump switch to turn the water pump on and off. Storage lights for the compartments underneath. This is your sewage tank heaters. So we also have an Aqua-Hot heater in the sewage compartment that's on a thermostat, but we've also installed additional electric heat tape down there so you can turn that on. This is your bedroom slide, and this is your generator restart. So let's say for whatever reason the batteries of the motorhome go completely dead. You won't be able to start your generator. You can hold this button in and it'll switch to the truck batteries long enough to start the generator and then beginning the charging process. Here's your inverters or your auto gen start system. As I mentioned, we have 2 of them on here. One inverter powers the motorhome, the other inverter powers the center air conditioner. We have our Advantage videos. When you buy a motorhome from us, we have a video on how to operate all this, and we're going to load it on an iPad for you. And as I mentioned before, our Advantage package is exclusive to our customers. So don't worry about all this. We're going to train you, and we also have videos to show you how to use it in the future. Okay, now that we're up in here, I'm going to start with the overhead bunk, and we have my son as the demonstrated model. Ben, say hi to the camera.
Hey.
Nothing harder than trying to look normal up there, but we wanted to show you the size of this and how much room. You can literally sleep 2 adult men up here, and you can see there's lots of space. But another neat feature we've done, well, let me talk about the fan first. So if you'll notice, we have an air vent fan there. And the reason we put that there is, you know, on a nice spring morning, you can turn that fan on and you can suck cool air in, and it'll go up and over you while you're sleeping and go out. We also have air conditioned vents up there, so you get full air conditioning and blowing on you. We've located it so it isn't blowing right on your face. But this is our emergency access hatch. And Ben, if you want to just kind of stand up in there, it's really neat at night to be able to see the stars. Or if you want to take a photograph in the morning, you can stand outside the motorhome and look around and just see everything that's going on. Especially if you're at a sporting event, it's kind of fun to go up in there and take some photos. So come on out of there, Ben, if you will. You'll also notice up here we've got a nice shelf. So if you're sleeping up there, you can put your cell phone or anything up there. Power outlet so you can run your cell phone. And then we've got these neat curtains so we can go ahead and, you know, shut yourself off in there, and so you have some little bit of privacy in the evening. And for us, the bunk has been working out really good. We can take our kids with us, and it gives them a nice place to sleep. So before we go a whole lot further, I asked Zach to go ahead and do a nice slow pan of the interior of this, and hopefully you can get that wow moment. This coach is just gorgeous. These are the colors we're running in our personal motorhome. I just really like this ultra leather bison feel and the look. It's got a real cabiny, warm feel in here. And you know, the best thing I can tell you to do is come out here and spend a day or two with us and drive these and learn what they're all about. There's just so much to cover. It's hard to do it in a video without boring you. In fact, I even realized that I forgot to talk a little bit about some of the controls here. One of the things we do at IWS is we label the switches for you. So everything is just easy to control. You know, lights on and off. This is your outside scene area lighting. This turns on the overhead ceiling fan, and this controls the awning outside. Everything's just very accessible and easy to reach. Now as we move up in here, I'm going to go ahead and talk just a couple other things that we do that we really think that separates us and why we think you should buy from us. We really feel we put our heart and soul in trying to guide you and really doing the right thing. It's always been my belief, if you do the right thing, the money will follow. One of the things we've done on this coach is we've asked Renegade to install 2 different ladder locations, and the reason is if somebody's lounging there in the sofa, you don't want this bunk bed ladder to be in their way. So we've given you 2 different options for that. My son felt it was very important that I point out to you that this is a legitimate bunk ladder. This is must be a 2x4 solid maple wood. These rungs are solid. This is must be a full inch and a quarter rough cut step. So this is legitimate. This is the real deal here. Well, now as I come up in here, I think we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the sink and what you can expect here for the cabinetry. So one thing that's kind of neat is because we've installed the Aqua-Hot, this now is all storage underneath the sink. You also have a neat little spot here to keep the wash rags and scrub brushes and stuff. If I was to remove these covers off of this sink, you'll see that this is a full-size deep residential sink. Has a residential shower or washer faucet that goes in. This is legitimate stuff. This isn't, I wish you could feel the weight of this. This thing probably weighs 3 or 4 pounds. And then you can install these back in and you get a real large counter. A lot of the things that we're doing is when we get to the other side of the coach, you'll notice we installed all picture windows that are non-bending. And it works really good at night to open up this window, and then fresh air can come in through here and it'll go into the back bedroom through the vent. And as I mentioned earlier, you can pull cool air through here, up and over the bed and out. That's why that vent is located forward. Many people put the vents right here, and to me it makes no sense. You want that air movement to go over the top of you when you're trying to take a nap. Another thing we did while we're here is we have a specific TV support that we request for our customers. It's oversized, so you can really bring this TV out and get the optimum viewing angle. We're using these larger, I believe this one's a 40-inch or 44-inch TV with a sound bar. There's a lot of weight on it. So we're specifying upgraded TV mounts. So it's real nice to be able to move this in and out, and then it just snaps in. Other thing we do is we have these coat hooks hung over the door, so if you come in and it's raining, you can hang your coat here and the water will drip down into the step. Okay. Now as we move around, I just want to point out a little bit of the cabinetry. This is legitimate solid hardwood, and it's built by Amish craftsmen. It seems like that word's overused, but it really is. This is just beautiful, beautiful cabinetry. You'll notice the tile goes all the way up, and that's something we specify. We want the tile to do a full wraparound. We also ask for dual 110 outlets in the wall, so you can be running a cell phone charger, a toaster, and a coffee pot. Here's a large drawer that we specified on this coach. Now this could be used for trash can, or it could be used for pots and pans, or you can use your trash can under here. A lot of people, when they buy a motorhome, it's only after they bought the motorhome that they discover they have nowhere to keep the trash. And what's your salesman say? Oh, just put the trash underneath the, the dinette, and nobody wants that. Now as we move around here to the cabinet drawers, this has the sliding double drawers for the silverware. Some people like that. It's kind of a neat feature. You can see these are full-length drawer extensions, and Zach, I hope you can pan down here. I really want to kind of show you the dovetail construction. And this is the type of work you'll only find in the most high-end custom home. You'll notice it's a soft closed drawer on it. We got some more cabinetry underneath the stove here. Lots and lots of room for storage. Like we said, we designed this motor home for true outdoor people that are going to get out and use this, and they're going to want to pack a lot of stuff with them. There's also large storage up here. We've got a convection microwave. Every video I think I've ever done, I tell everybody we love the convection portion so much we actually installed this microwave in our home, a convection microwave. We started going to the true induction cooktop. Some friends of ours or customers out of New York started running it in their motorhome. We liked it so much, we've been putting it in ours. And what it does is it gives you all of this surface area. What's neat about true induction is it'll only get hot if there's a metal surface on here where it reaches, the magnet activates. So you don't have to worry about, setting plastics and stuff on here, or kids burning themselves. It won't get hot unless there's a metallic surface on it, so it works out really nice. I'm going to open up the pantry drawer, and these are really neat. So these are full-length drawers, all dovetail, full-length ball bearing slides rather, with soft close feature. Great place here to keep your chips, bread, salt, pepper. These are really deep, so you can keep cereal boxes, soup, flowers, anything you want. It's worked out really good, and this has been pretty consistent with our coaches, because when we sell a motorhome, we always ask our customers, what would you do different? And everybody loves this feature. Another neat feature is the circuit breakers, and Renegade's mounted them up here where you can actually see them. Most motorhomes you'd have to crawl underneath and get a lantern and a searchlight and some help to go find them. And here, these are all right here. So if you have a circuit breaker go bad, you can come right here and flip the breaker. There's no need to go hunting all over the place. This is where the audio visual is. This is for the satellite on top. This is your Blu-ray player, and then we're all ready to plug in your DirecTV. One of the things we do at IWS is we're specifying screen on here rather than glass. We have an air conditioning vent here to really keep the heat out so these components last a lot longer. Here's a big double door refrigerator. I don't know what else to say about it. One thing that's nice is we can turn the ice on and off from up here, so there is an ice maker down here in the freezer. For us personally, we don't use this ice much, so we like to be able to turn it off and just have extra storage on it. Another neat thing, Renegade's done a neat job here of putting this nice locking mechanism on the refrigerator, so you can lock it there so the door doesn't come open. Now I'm going to ask Zach to kind of back up just a little bit, and this is kind of neat. This is a little spot I designed for myself, and that's just a nice place to kick back. And some of the things that we do that are different. So we don't like the recliner that Renegade supplies. I'm a lot taller guy, so we went out and sourced with another company. So we actually get rid of the one that comes with it, and we custom order these because we think it's a better fit. So it's a recliner, or excuse me, a swiveling recliner, but it's a wall away. So you'll notice when I go back, I can have this thing up against the wall, and we really like that feature, so I can kick back and watch TV. It's just a really nice, relaxing area to hang out. Now, if you would rather have a desk here, we can easily remove this and put a desk. But another thing that I've done is we built this little area here so you can keep your water bottle. I like to charge my cell phone when I'm sitting here. I can keep other stuff in here. This has got a little ledge on it. Just little things to make things a lot more user-friendly. We also started installing a window here. These are all operated by remote control, which I'll show you here in a minute. But this is just a real nice space. Now, some people that have lots of dogs will keep some dogs in the back. You can also put a dog kennel up here. Just a great multi-purpose space right here. Now, as I move over here to the dinette, I don't know if you can see, but you do have 2 seat belts in these forward-facing seats in the dinette, which is something we've been wanting for quite a while. As I sit down in this dinette, you know, to give you an idea of space, I'm about 6 foot, and I hate to admit it, but I'm about 250 pounds, but there's a skinny guy in me trying to get out, so I'm working on it. This is the MCD remote control for the shades. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to close all the shades. You just push the button, and now all the night shades are going down on the motorhome. You can also control them individually, but it's sure nice, you know what, in the morning when you wake up, you just push a button and all the shades come up. The only shade that isn't on the remote control is the one in the bathroom and the one in the master bedroom, so people don't open and close that. We also have what's called the day shade. So this is just a sunshade that you can pull down manually, you know, if you want to kind of filter a little bit of the sun that's coming in. Another neat thing that we've done is we went with all picture frame windows. So you notice there's no bars in it, there's no screens. We really think it just really helps kind of enhance your experience. But we do have vented windows here on each side of the slide out, so you can still get a lot of air movement. Lots of lighting in here. As I get older, it's harder to see, so we got switches here so you can turn the lights on and off. Also have lights, the wall sconces here. I'll go ahead and turn this on and off so you can, you know, vary the lights. There's lights here overhead, as well as lights over the top of the sofa. Another thing I wanted to point out real quickly at the dinette, and hopefully Zach can kind of see down there, but we have a 110 outlet underneath the dinette. And the reason we did that is a lot of times, you know, people will be working, me especially. I'll have my laptop up here. I can have it powered in and be running my laptop right here. So we wanted to have power close. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and move forward, but this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm not going to go ahead and fold the bed out, but I want you to know this is a full air mattress. When this bed folds out, we have an AC powered air pump. It takes about 3 minutes to pump the bed up. It's very comfortable. I sleep on them. In fact, this weekend coming up, we're going walleye fishing. My buddies are going to sleep on it. It's just really nice. The things though that I want to point out is the ultra leather fabric. It's just super soft and supple. But we've also done a 110 outlet and USB ports. When we travel, there's 3 seat belts in the sofa. So if we have kids with us, or our kids or their friends, we can seat belt them in right here. They can plug in their 3DS or whatever iPad or whatever they want and have power right there. A lot of times my wife will sit here and use her laptop, and so power is very important. We also have a lot of overhead storage. And you know, sometimes me and my wife, we almost feel like there's, of course there can never be too much, but sometimes we get lost on where we've stored everything because there's just so many places to store. In fact, there's storage under here, underneath the beds. Both sides are storage. And if you want, you can actually convert this bed or this table, you can actually, you know, it'll actually lower down, and you can put seat cushions in it and turn this into another bed if you have smaller kids. Go ahead and lock this back. So it's pretty easy to convert this. Now as we move back, I'll also point out that, you know, as I get older, I put extra reading lights above my head right there. You can see we have 5 lights here. There's also storage up here above. Just something that's pretty neat. Now I'm going to go ahead and move back here and transition into the bathroom, and it's a little hard to film this, but I want to stop right there and show you the linen closet. So there's all kinds of storage. So I'm going to try to reach my arm in the back. I think this is about 3 foot deep, of storage closets. Renegade has put nice adjustment holes in them so you can adjust the shelves up and down. It's just a wonderful use of space. Here at the vanity, my wife I give her the credit for designing these little drawers so you've got extra places. Most people just put in a large drawer there. Again, another little space for whatever you want. A real nice medicine cabinet. It's very well lit. This is just solid maple wood. It's just incredibly thick and incredibly robust. So now I'm going to go ahead and get into the shower. And as I mentioned before, I'm 6 foot, 250 pounds. Can barely reach the top of the skylight, so there's lots of room in here. Real nice shower head, lots of water coming out of it. Just a real nice shower. One of our customers in their testimonial said he's had the best shower of his life in his Renegade. So I'm going to back up and show you the private toilet here. And again, it gets really tight in here, so I'm going to just go ahead and let Zach kind of go in here and pan around. As you can see, the quality in here is the same as it is everywhere else in the motorhome. You see we have a Tecma macerator toilet that grinds up and emulsifies all the waste, so you don't have to worry about any piles in your septic system. Got a real nice private bathroom. This is where our kids will keep their stuff, so they have a little bit of a semi-private area. Now we're back here into the master bedroom. As you can see, this has a mini king bed. It's also known as an Olympic queen. It's 66 inches wide, but more importantly, it's 80 inches long. So me being 6 foot, having a long bed really means a lot to me. We've got a nice overhead ceiling fan. On each side of the bed, we have 110 outlets and USB ports, so each of you's got a spot to charge your cell phones. We deleted the side windows here so we could get these wall sconces, and it gives you a lot more room here on the shelf, so you get a lot bigger shelf. We also have a generator start button over there, lots of overhead storage, reading lights, padded walls. These are really nice. And if you notice as we've been filming this, how quiet this motorhome is, and that's because we've upgraded the insulation package in it, and by going to these padded walls it really helps to keep things quiet. Now we're into the wardrobe closet, and I'm going to open up all these drawers to try to show you how much space there is. So one of the neat things about a Renegade is they stain this all the way to the back, and this is a pass-through all the way back here, so there's a curtain rod that goes all the way, so you store clothes in behind the TV. Everything behind the TV is finished. Zach, I don't know if you can reach the camera in there, but I think it'd be kind of neat to try to get in here so you can see all of this room. The curtain rod goes across. The finish work, it's even where you can't see. And that's why, people will spend extra money, because I swear it seems the people that come to us are the people that are just fed up with the stuff they've owned before, and they're ready to spend the money on quality, so they just have everything they want. Lots of storage down there. Outlets, there's one outlet there, another one there, another one. Zach's kind of all over with the camera, but there's 4 different 110 outlets here in the master bedroom. Go ahead and close this up. And now when we open this door, we're going to be right back in the mudroom. So as we come around here, as I mentioned, if there's ever a fire or anything, this is a great exit point. If you have dogs, this is a great place to store them. And it is what it is. It's a great mudroom and a utility room. We kind of started with the mudroom being the high point, so I'm going to end this motorhome with the mudroom being the high point. So I just can't thank you enough for spending the time with us. Those of you that have joined us or subscribed to our YouTube channel, thank you. It's a lot of work to do these videos, and it's always nice when we see subscribers. I also want to let you know we're a real small company. There's just me and normally 2 other salesmen. You can reach out and give us a call, but I want you to know that if you like what we're doing, subscribe to our YouTube channel and help us build an audience. behind the scenes, it just means a lot to us. And I really hope to see you out on the road.